catch you should you trip and fall. So we'll go ahead and get going here. We have 120 miles to Denali. Drive time is going to be about 2 hours and 15 minutes. Throughout the day we have about a half-hour rest stop scheduled along the way today, so I'll make the rest stop, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get in the seat and get moving here. Start putting those miles behind us. Any questions before we get going? No questions. Let me know along the way. Questions are always welcome. But I'll tell you a little bit as we're rolling along here.
Bye, hateful, evil. She was not very nice. Bye, Riverside. It's been fun. Riverside Lodge at Fairbanks. Bye.
You could just fill in the blanks. Okay, thank you.
Yep, we're leaving the Princess Riverside Lodge in Fairbanks. We are pulling out on the bus heading to Denali. We have approximately 2.5, 3 hours. It's like 120 miles, but we're going to take a stop, a rest break. I'm excited. Hey, Beth, thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I didn't even get a chance to go to that trail. Oh man, yeah, that was the trail I didn't go to. Well, I walked through two of the 4 trails. There's like 4 or 5 trails. I walked 2 of them. So I did pretty good. Thank you, sure will. You're gonna have to come on one of these trips with me.
It's cute.
Yeah, see all that wooded area? That's a trail. That's trails. No, I didn't walk that trail. Sorry about the glare. Not much I can do about that. But you get the gist of the scenery. I'll do what I can to show you all.
Yeah.
I'll probably lose signal after a while, but you know me. I'll keep it rolling as long as I can.
Right.
Share my trip with you all.
60.
Yeah, it's raining today. Actually, I'm glad it's raining today and not yesterday. Yesterday we were out and about. But today we're going to be on the bus most of the day. Then when we get to Denali, we'll be on another tour bus. So, yeah, I'm glad today is the day for rain and not yesterday. It is 9:22 a.m. and 60 degrees here, Alaska, Fairbanks. So that means it should be 12:22 in Oklahoma. Wow. And it's still morning time here. No, we're not going to Anchorage just yet. We have to go to Denali first, then Anchorage. Denali National Park to the left, to the left. They closed our exit. You get to see, this is Fairbanks, downtown, well, outside of town. Looks just like home, doesn't it? And everyone thought it was going to be cold. Nope, not cold. Yesterday it was like 70, got up to 78 degrees. Ooh, gas went up. Yeah, they still have Safeway here. We haven't had a Safeway in Oklahoma in forever. Working at the car wash. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Car wash, yeah. I never said I was a singer.
Out of Fairbanks here, just taking a little detour to get to the Parks Highway due to some road construction. Once we get to that highway, the Parks Highway is the most trafficked road in Alaska as it connects Fairbanks down to Anchorage. It is just exactly one road all the way to Denali, and so people always ask me if I know where I'm going because I have the GPS unit up here on this tablet. Have the map going. People wonder if I know my way around. Up in Alaska, everywhere that you need to drive, there's really only one road to get there, and so as long as you can find that road, you can make it there. So 4 seasons in, this is my 4th summer coming up to Alaska. I think I can get you to Denali. Okay. Again, shouldn't be tipping this bus over. I usually only do that once in the same week. But as we head out of town here, we're going to be driving by the University of Alaska Fairbanks. We're on University Avenue right now, and so just on the other side of some of these trees, can't quite see it yet. But as we depart town, we'll see a bunch of those buildings. They're known for the Museum of the North. As a quite popular museum here. They have a large display, an exhibit of gold, one of the largest, in fact, displays of gold in North America. They also have a large animal research station. As part of that, they have some reindeer farms and some muskox pens. And so we don't drive by the muskox, but we will be driving by and see the reindeer standing out there. Now, up here they just do some studying of the genetics, some of the behavior, the physiology of these animals with the reindeer. Did they mention for you on the riverboat yesterday? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Do we know the difference between a reindeer and a caribou? If not, you do? Does anybody not know the difference? It's really simple. In case you don't know the difference, very simple. Reindeer can fly, caribou cannot.
Reindeer can fly. The difference between a reindeer and a caribou. Reindeer can fly.
They're essentially the same animal. A reindeer is just a domesticated caribou. Other than that, pretty much the same animals. Occasionally, those reindeer get out of their tall enclosures, and they never know why. I wonder if they're learning the ability to fly. Occasionally they have a red nose.
Red nose. Yeah, occasionally a red nose.
The university here has about
Oh, that's the University
just
of
under 10,000
of Alaska over
students
there,
on
in between the
campus
trees.
here in Fairbanks. At least
Can't
it's
really
one of
see
three
it, but
locations. They also
it's
have
over
one
there.
down in Anchorage and then one in Juneau University of Alaska. Southeast is the name of that one. One of the things that I always laugh about, at least up here in Fairbanks, where the obviously it gets really cold in Alaska. In fact, the record low temperature up here is negative 67 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the coldest that they've ever seen. Regularly, though, Fairbanks will see negative 40 degrees for at least a few weeks through a winter. That one's pretty common. The negative 50s are a little less common, and the negative 60 temperatures, not all that common. But negative 40s regularly happens. That's why you'll see these cars as we drive around throughout all of Alaska. Really, everyone has a plug hanging out of the front of their car. It's attached like an engine block heater in the wintertime when if they're parked outside somewhere to store shopping. Everyone has to plug in their cars just so it doesn't get too cold.
There it is,
So
the University of Alaska.
when you try and start it. But yeah, we're starting to see some of those buildings up there.
Yeah.
Oh
shoot! Oops, you don't want to see me.
It's over on the right.
I was trying to tap it to enlarge it so you can see the university
Where the
way
University of Alaska
over under.
has their marquee, digital marquee where they post about the different events. It has the time and temperature. There's like the negative or the 40 below club, and so what Alaskans will do, what Fairbanks residents will do anytime it gets down to, you see them start doing it probably around negative 30. Usually negative 40 is the number of people are hoping for, but they'll still do it if it's close. Everyone will go out and get in their cars, their nice warm cars, drive out, park on the roadside by that marquee sign, quickly strip down to their undergarments. A lot of them wear, a lot of the girls will wear their bikinis, the guys the speedos, and they quickly run out there and stand next to that sign, and pose while they have somebody take a picture of them standing out there by the sign at negative 40. And of course everyone's hoping for the coldest temperature. Some are hoping for negative 45, negative 50 even. And usually with the friends that I have in Alaska now from 4 seasons of doing this job, I always see some of those pictures going around through the winter time. Everyone shares them in December, January when they start seeing those temperatures. Makes me laugh. I don't think I mentioned it, but I'm
okay,
from Idaho,
now you
by
can
the way.
I missed
Idaho
it.
Is
the university.
And so I just come up here in the summertime again. My 4th summer up here. It's a job that I really enjoy, and so I just keep coming back and
okay, might be able to see it.
Responsibilities back at home and enjoy my time in Alaska for the summers.
Better view going
this
this
will be
way.
the university that we see out here on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Gonna pass the reindeer farms up here in just a second. We'll see some.
Now we can see it better.
Some pens out there. That's gonna be where they have some of their reindeer.
Wow.
Like they're all laying down out there, but we can see
that's the reindeer farm.
Some of them under the,
Might be able to see
the
some
shelf.
the reindeer laying down. Pretty cool. That's
They have
interesting.
a few other interesting programs up here at UAF, though. They have a geophysical institute in which they have some satellites and things that they measure the northern lights and keep track of that solar radiation. Fairbanks is known as one of the best places in the world to see northern lights, and one misconception I like to clear up sometimes, is just surrounding the northern lights. People think the further north you go, the better chance you have of seeing those lights, but that's not quite true. In fact, think of a halo around the top of the globe. There are certain latitudes that the northern lights are best viewed from. And so obviously the further south you go, the less likely you're going to be to see them. But as you get up across the Arctic Circle and get really close to the North Pole, you get into a region where the northern lights aren't as strong or aren't as visible as they are right here in Fairbanks. So if you pictured a strip, a halo around the globe, Fairbanks sits latitude-wise in the dead center, absolute center of that halo. And so in the wintertime, there is a lot of wintertime tourism here in Fairbanks for people coming, hoping to have some clear skies, and then hoping to have that solar activity going on, the radiation, those charged particles that the sun has let off, interacting with the Earth's atmosphere is what creates those lights. And so the University of Alaska Fairbanks measures the sun and the activity, what it's doing, and then they do a northern lights forecast. And so if you're up here in mid to late August through all the winter months, and then into end of March, mid-April, that's kind of the range in which you can see the northern lights. You can always go on and check the forecast, and it rates them 0 through 9. 0 being, not much solar activity, not going to be seeing any northern lights, and then if it's a 9, it will just absolutely blow your socks off with the colors that will be visible. But you still have to have clear skies in order to see those northern lights. You need it to be dark, you need it to be clear, and you need that solar activity going on. So they have a pretty interesting website that they've created. They also have like a rocket test pad. They actually launch rockets into the atmosphere, usually weather related there. And then they have some experimental farms at UAF as well, in which they study different strains of crops and plants to see what will grow best up in the harsh Alaskan climates, as growing seasons are short up here. But due to the midnight sun effect, some crops will do incredibly well because they grow so quickly. They have so much more time to perform photosynthesis that vegetables, for example, and fruits do.
This guy is kind of
well
boring.
in Alaska if planted at the right time and taken care of. And so at the Alaska State Fair every fall, one of the big attractions down there is the large vegetable and fruit growing contest. And many of the vegetables and fruits that are brought into the Alaska State Fair, a lot of them grown up here, actually hold world records. I'll try to see which ones I remember here. I know the record cabbage weighed 138 pounds.
Wow.
The largest, let's see here, the largest carrot at the Alaska State Fair was just under 20 pounds, 19 point something pounds. So think about a carrot that weighs 20 pounds.
Wow.
They've had a beet as large as like 42 pounds. Let's see, the largest pumpkin was 1,472 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
So 3/4 of a ton for a pumpkin. There's been a 165 pound watermelon.
Wow.
Like a almost 60 pound cantaloupe. Those are the ones I remember off the top of my head, at least. But if it's something you're interested in, you can just Google, 2018 Alaska State Fair vegetable records and find all sorts of stuff there. It really is quite fascinating. So we're leaving civilization behind here. We're leaving behind the second largest city in Alaska, Fairbanks. Population 32,000, and city limits 100,000 within the North Star Borough. And we're headed off into the Alaskan wilderness, headed to the magical place of Denali National Park. For the next little stretch of the drive here, we will have some of these hills. We'll be driving through what are called the Tanana Hills, which goes through the Tanana Valley. We'll cross over the Tanana River at the halfway point of the day as we drive through the community of Nenana. We really will only see about two other towns today, the largest of those being about 1,000 people population-wise, and that's just as we get near Denali. That's the town of Healy. And one thing I usually recommend is, I was just checking the weather just before we got going. I was looking at what the weather is going to be like. Sometimes people will input into their phones Denali National Park, because you want to know what the weather's going to be like there at the lodge. And Denali National Park pings a weather station that's like way in the park at a much higher elevation. It always scares people and makes them think they're going to see snow in July and that it's going to be really cold. But Healy is the nearest town, and that's the weather, the input location that I'll do when I'm looking for weather. There was a like 20% chance, 20 to 30% chance of rain there in Healy. That wasn't until later tonight, starting maybe 6, 8 p.m., something like that. High of 63, but it said partly cloudy, so there's a very good chance we could drive out of this rain. And I always like to say, when you see the weather forecast, it will say 20% chance, 40%, 80, whatever it is. I've never seen weather forecasts that were more unreliable than what we have up here in Alaska. And so truly, anytime somebody asks me, is it going to rain, I tell them, even if it's a sunny day without a cloud in the sky, I say,
it's Alaska.
There's a 50% chance of rain, because either it will rain or it
won't.
won't. And so that's the forecast that I choose to go with. So we'll be cruising through the hills here, might have a little bit of fog. Let me know as we drive through these hills in some of this cooler weather. I want the temperature to be comfortable, but I don't like to turn it up too warm, because then we hit the dew point and we'll get the insides fogging up. And so are the windows still clear right now? Are we getting any fog? They're still clear. Is the temperature comfortable for everybody? No, nobody's freezing. Okay, I think I've got it at a good range. We'll leave it where it is for now, and we can adjust it if it gets too warm or too cold. But I want the windows to be clear. That's what you're for to see Alaska. Once we drop out of these hills, we'll be back to the have some nice views. Might even see some wildlife views if we are going to see wildlife. It's on overcast and cloudy rainy days. So be on the lookout for moose today. What's the main animal we would see along this drive if we're going to see something? See a bunch of the fireweed as we drive through the hills. This purple flower along the roadside. See fireweed here. And then as we drive through this region here in the interior, one of the frequently asked questions is about the kind of trees that grow here. We're going to see through most of these stretches only 4 different types of trees. We have from the citrus trees to the leafy trees, we get quaking aspen and white birch trees. And then for the evergreen type, the coniferous ones, trees, you're going to have black spruce and white spruce as well. So those are the neighborhoods that we see throughout the day. Pretty much everything that we see through the interior is most of the trail in the interior is covered with, it's all permafrost. So we mentioned that a little bit yesterday, people were driving over it. It's ground that is frozen for at least 2 years, doesn't thaw out. And so when you have that permafrost, sometimes it might only be a foot or 2 below the surface of the soil. Sometimes it might be 10 feet down. So you have a nice active layer that you're going to cause easily. It could be 10 feet deep when you get that permafrost layer. It just depends. And so depending on how much the permafrost is, usually it's healthy. It looks like the trees that grow there. In these nice healthy areas in the hills here, the permafrost is going to be fairly deep. Some areas will see along the way the permafrost might only be a foot or 2 below the surface, and so we'll see these really scraggly looking black spruce trees.
Look at the
that are
fog.
almost like pipe cleaner, Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Think of it like that. And in those areas, we know the permafrost is very close to the surface of the soil, and so we have that layer of soil that no moisture can escape past there. It just makes for sometimes unhealthy, non-ideal conditions for trees to grow, and so you'll see that affects certain things. That's
Well,
something
this
to
looks
keep in
like
the
a
back of your
boring
mind as
stretch.
you roll along.
I'm gonna turn it off until we get into a better area. This just looks boring. Not much to look at. Trees and fog. Thanks for watching. Tatlanika camp is where we are. Oops, sorry. Hey. Here, just looking.
And bring my money.
Oh, cute. That is too cute.
I need to go find a phone because I didn't grab my phone.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, there it is.
I did. Saw these. Why'd you come in here first? And now there's you guys.
Okay.
said, and I believe that you are exactly my height, though it's hard to tell out here with our boots on. My cabin is not far, she said.